Hello, everyone, and welcome to more interviews at BABSCon 2016. This is Greg Dog of Hoof Hearted with Jenn Blake.
Hello.
IDW Comics. And to start off the interview, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
As he said, I'm Sarah Richards. I'm Jenn Blake. I'm one of the newer people working on IDW. So far, I've done Friends Forever number 16 with Jeremy Whitley, who's also at BABSCon this year. We did the Diamond Tear and Silver Spoon story. I also did a special variant for Friendship is Magic number 30 for 4-color Grails, which was Power Ponies, which was a lot of fun for me and my love of superheroes. Otherwise, I've been a fashion designer most of my life. So that's what my degree's in. That's what I did for many, many years. But I always had a love for comics and really wanted to break in. It took me 10 years trying to work on, want to break in here or there, and that never worked. It wasn't until My Little Pony came around that I finally got my shot.
Right. Well, I'm kind of curious. What was it like working in the fashion industry?
It's really, really great to watch a lot of, 20-year-old women throw up everything they eat. That's fun.
I'm sure.
That's great. It's actually, it really was to me. And fashion was, before comics, was probably the first thing I really gravitated towards, artistically. And I enjoyed it. I loved the creativity of it. There's aspects of it that are terrible, like the manufacturing. Sometimes there's sweatshops. Let's just face it, it happens. That's not a great, the whole, the body image thing was tough because when I was in fashion, it was still very much that idea of, women have to be this size and look this way, and that's the only way it was, and that's wonderfully changed in fashion in recent years. So it's an interesting, it's very different than comics. It's all about image working in fashion. You have to do this, you have to look a certain way. It's very different than working in comics, but it was something that I've always loved, and I still love it. I still do it occasionally, but, comics was, it became a stronger passion because I felt creatively in fashion. I'd done everything I could do. Like, I kind of felt, I'm done. I've made enough 16-year-old girls dress inappropriately in high school. I feel bad about myself. Let's try something else. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember my prom. A lot of people were sent home for dress code. It's quite a common thing nowadays.
It is, and I'm glad I'm out of that, so I'm not being blamed for most of that. So maybe I started that. I don't know.
Yeah, we forgive you.
Thank you.
But, all right, so as an artist, do you have any kind of music you listen to while working, kind of a work jam?
Occasionally. Usually, I surround myself with a lot of things during the day. I will have television on. I will have music on. I'm sensory overload is how I work. Mm-hmm. So usually it's a lot of It's a lot of boy bands.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's a lot of NSYNC and
we know someone like that listens to Backstreet's
Back. Backstreet Back. Yeah, that's
all the major ones.
A lot of that. Some Britney Spears.
Oh my God!
New Kids on the Block. I go back because I'm old. A lot of that. Sometimes
that's
I have
quality
people.
Music though,
It is quality music. A lot of '80s stuff because that's when I grew up. A lot of '80s music. That's kind of where I come from.
Classic rock.
Classic rock. I listen to Scissor Sisters. I love them.
Nice.
They're great. Let's see who else is on there. My phone ringtone is the Zootopia song from Shakira because Zootopia is amazing. Mm-hmm. So I listen to that a lot. So yeah, it usually there's a whole mix of stuff. A lot of David Bowie sometimes on there. There's some Foo Fighters occasionally. It's a lot of mix, but a lot of it is 80s music.
Well, I approve of your musical selection. Very
Thank
nice.
you. And then on television, it's usually Simpsons or Family Guy for some reason.
I mean, it's just a quick question. Maybe this is an aside. What do you think of Family Guy nowadays? Has it gone downhill? Do you think?
It has gone downhill. It's sort of like Simpsons after season 10.
Oh my God, it's so true.
It's time to say goodbye. Yeah. It really is. It used to be great. I love Seth MacFarlane's humor. Mm-hmm. I love Ted. I love that stuff. But yeah, I think Family Guy, it's done now.
Have you watched Rick and Morty?
Everyone keeps telling me. I've watched the first episode. I enjoyed it, and because I love Dan Harmon, because I love Community. That was one of the best shows on television. So I really want to get more into it, and hopefully I'm taking a little break this summer from stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to actually watch television. Because the only thing I watch now is Flash, who, by the way, is in the room with us right now. Oh wait, he's gone. No, he's back.
He's so fast you can't see him. All right. So this was a question from one of our group members, and it is, why are you the patron saint of lesbianism?
Why am I the patron? Because I'm the best at it.
Damn straight.
I went.
You own it, right?
I own it. I went to Muff Diving Academy, and I graduated with honors. Very good. I'm actually eating fish tacos right now.
This is so perfect.
So yeah, I'm glad. I'm actually proud of this. I'm the patron saint of lesbians. Take that, Heather.
Awesome. All right. And speaking of that, so what's your OC's backstory? How did they get her cutie mark?
How did she get her cutie mark?
Mm-hmm.
I'm obviously the patron saint of lesbians.
Of course.
So I just was like, my thing was, and it's a nice story, and sometimes when I tell it, I'm sorry I cry. When I first started drawing Sappho and doing it, I was doing like little shows here and there, and there was a girl who came to the shows, and she loved Sappho. Like anything that was at my table that was Sappho, she'd buy it, and she'd buy it and buy it. Like her mom kept spending like hundreds of dollars on anything at my table that had Sappho on it. And her mom pulled me aside one day and she's like, I think my daughter's gay. And I'm like, why? And she's like, well, because she's buying Sappho stuff. I'm like, well, maybe she just likes the design of the pony. Maybe she just likes the colors. And she's like, no. And we actually got into talking. I got to know the little girl, and the girl was she was cutting herself, getting suicidal. And if it wasn't for Sappho, that saved her life. Like it gave her the strength to come out. And where she went to school it was not a place where being openly gay was a good idea. And so, I think, even though I never really intended for Sappho to mean anything to anyone that way, it's really cool to know that, that little cutie mark, that funny looking little pony, actually, it kind of saved somebody. And like, that's the coolest thing about being an artist is when you draw something that actually, even if it's one person,
you just don't know. It might connect with them. It might,
Yeah, and then, so it's really cool. So it's like, it's a character that, I'm never going to stop drawing because I guess it, maybe there's more young LGBT people out there who don't have a voice because Rainbow Dash is not coming out anytime soon.
Which Hasbro kind of puts the stop on
They
that.
kind of do. So we'll just have Sappho, just on my side of things, just be the patron saint of lesbians.
Awesome. All right, so what was your favorite comic growing up?
Well, it's Green Lantern, as I'm wearing a ring. There you go,
nice.
Right there. Hal Jordan is my Green Lantern. That's who my dad raised me on. My dad raised me on comics. He used to read me comics as bedtime stories. So I didn't have Dr. Seuss in my house. I had Wonder Woman and Spider-Man and Swamp Thing. So he knew very young, someone in my family is going to draw comics, and it will be this one right here. But Green Lantern was my favorite, and then the first book I ever bought with my own money is something called Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew, which was basically, I'll be honest, it's Zootopia before Zootopia, but with superheroes. Awesome. Like there was, superhero. Captain Carrot was a super rabbit, and he had like this cosmic charged carrot that he ate, and he got superpowers. There was Rubber Duck who could stretch. Great comic, amazing. It was really kind of a cute little inside treat is that the character's name originally was Roger Rabbit. And then the movie came out and they had to change it. So then it became Rodney Roger Rabbit. But that was one of my, I could talk about Captain Carrot forever.
I want to read that now.
You should.
There's
actually, you can get it. It's a showcase edition now. So the entire series is in one big giant book. So you should definitely check it out. Captain Carrot is amazing.
All right. What's your favorite thing about San Francisco?
Well, being the patron saint of lesbianism, I'm basically in my home kingdom here. I haven't, it's been a few years since I've ever actually gotten to check out San Francisco. So it's nice about BABSCon. So I'm staying an extra day and I'm going to go check out the Golden Gate Bridge again. And but I love the city. I'm from California. I'm from Southern California, the better part of California.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the better California. We have the Lakers. Without Kobe, which I don't want to talk about that.
Well, hey, he went out with a bang.
He went out so. Oh my God, I cried watching that. That was amazing. I was sad I wasn't at that game, but that was amazing. Sorry, everyone listening to this. Lakers are amazing. But I love San Francisco. I love what it stands for. It's always been on the forefront of LGBT community. There's so much history there with that. It's a fun city to be to. Being at Babs is amazing. I love the people here. It's a great con. I'm glad to be back. Apparently, I didn't ruin things last year. I tried, but I'm back. So I'll ruin it this year.
You make it a lot more fun. That's a great thing. So ruin it, if you want to call it that. Call it enhancement.
Okay, I'm enhancing BABSCon.
Enhancing the experience.
I'm enhancing things.
All right, and what is your favorite thing about the fandom since you've got to interact with it?
It's got to be meeting people like you and the interviews and the fans, and that's what's been nice about this con is I didn't set up this year. I didn't have a table. I wanted to kind of
just enjoy it.
Take a break, kind of see things from this. And it's been really cool because I'm walking around and it's like people are stopping me, like talking to me, and it's cool because when you're at a table, you kind of got to sell yourself. You can kind of be like a shill, which is okay. I understand it, but to me, I like interacting. I like getting to hang out with people like in the bar and just having a drink with everybody. I mean, that's what's so cool and like hearing their stories, like why they like My Little Pony, because clearly it's a life choice, and they made a bad life choice.
We can agree with that. It's,
it's about
our life.
it's Littlest Pet Shop or nothing, people. So, but that's what's been really fun, like walking around, just having people stop me saying, "Oh, Jen," and getting to stop and actually talk to them and not have to like be rushed or have another person in line who have to sign for it. I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. That's really cool for me.
Awesome.
Because it's you don't get anywhere in comics or really creatively anywhere without fans. You guys are the people who buy the books and support us. So it's to me, it's really cool to get to know.
It's fun interaction to just have the back and forth and have that personal touch to it.
Yeah, exactly, and it's fun. I learned that from Peter. Peter New is a very hands-on. He talks to a lot of the fans.
Fun guy,
great guy, and I learned that watching him. That's kind of how I wanted to be if I kept this up, and so that's kind of how I want to do is hang out people. It's if I'm at the bar, someone tweeted me earlier like I was afraid to say hi. You were in the elevator. I'm like, no, never be afraid to say hi. You just come up to me, so you're okay. And that's what's fun. That's the best part of all this.
All right, and we've asked this question to every single person we've interviewed. What's your favorite drink? Alcoholic.
Fireball.
Fireball whiskey.
Fireball whiskey. That is my
Nice
drink.
choice.
The con bought me 2 giant bottles of it.
Nice.
1 bottle may be gone.
All right, well, if we see you around, maybe
Yes.
we'll get a drink with you.
Yes, if you see me at the bar, which is where I live, that's my room number is just Knuckles Bar. That's where people are like, are you just going to do commissions there? You're not really going to set up? I'm like, yeah, I'll be in the bar just drawing things for people. Yeah. So if
place.
anyone, you guys are there, have a drink with me anytime.
All right.
I'm sure I'll be there later.
We're down for that.
Yes. Awesome.
All right, and I think that pretty much wraps it up. So we've been Hoof Hearted. This has been Jenn Blake.
Hello.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time.